Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, tribe. How are you feeling? Did you get the last message that I posted? I hope that you did. If you did not, I'll make sure to link it down in the description box as well as in the comment section. I wanted to come on here to just kind of do another reading because that's just where my heart is right now. I really enjoy connecting with you. I really, really do. I'm called to invite you to go look at my old channel. It's called Magic of Eden. That is where I used to do my work and whatnot. That is where the space that I started creating, that I started to that where I started off at back, I believe in like 2020, I think it was. So I've been on the internet for a minute, or I've been on YouTube for a while. However, I'm creating a space in this way because that's what I'm most resonant with. So I would like to invite you to go take a moment to look and check there, because that is where you're going to find the older videos and things like that. And right now I'm just kind of going around blissing this space with Dragon's Blood Sage. Dragon's Blood Sage really does help me connect very deeply to ancestral energy as well as to the divine. It strengthens and enhances my own spiritual power. My Mars does sit in Capricorn, so with Mars being in Capricorn for me in the ninth house, Mars is not only exalted, but it does act with intention, and it acts in a very wise way. So whenever I use Dragon's Blood, which is ruled by Mars, it really does help to amplify my own energy. It helps to amplify my intuition and things like that. And yes, although that's not the only reason why I work with Dragon's Blood or Dragon's Blood Sage, it is one of them. So thank you so much for being in this space. I just decided to put it in this beautiful bowl that I got from the at-home store, this gold bowl. And I would like for this to live here right now for the moment while we have incense burning in the background. How are you doing and how are you feeling? And I guess we're going to find out via the cards. Let's see what we have going on here. I set the intention that you receive what is for you and that you leave what is not as a gift for someone else to use. I set the intention that whatever resonates, that you take that and you allow that to be what helps you along your journey. I set the intention that you are safe and that you are protected, that you are loved, and that you feel warmed and welcome into this space because you are. I set the intention that the communication between you, your soul tribe, your spiritual team, your ancestors, first and foremost, is potent, and that it helps you along your journey. Thank you so much for trusting me to give you messages. Immense and deep gratitude runs through me for you. I'm so happy and excited to be sharing space with you and creating a sanctuary that you can dwell and feel safe in. And to you, Divine, I thank you so much for your divine love and your benevolent protection. I ask that you please help our soul tribe to receive what is for them and that they discard what is not. As a matter of fact, I set the intention that they receive what is for them and that they reserve what is not as a gift for someone else. Thank you so much, Divine, for blessing this space. Thank you so much for allowing us to dwell together. Thank you so much, Divine. Wow, okay. The messages are already coming through. Whoa. Okay. This one makes sense. These do not. You have the man here. You also have the card of commitment. Okay. Oh, wait. As a matter of fact, yeah, these two. Thank you so much, Divine, for protecting this space. I welcome in our ancestors. I welcome in the ancestors from my soul tribe, as long as the ancestors are respectful and as long as they have the best for their highest and their greatest good. I understand that this is this reading is for my soul tribe, but I do only welcome in ancestry that is, and spiritual teams that are respectful. I just heard the words outside business, and I'm getting a feeling of really strong and like masculine energy here. Like really strong and masculine energy. I'm going to put these cards off to the side because I feel like there's going to be a message in those pretty soon. So the energy that I'm getting with this for you is that Deep, yes, deep commitment. Absolutely. You could be a man or in your divine masculine who is wanting to commit to something, who is wanting to marry something or someone. And what this is, what it really, I heard the words outside business. I feel like outside business is coming from the rats here. And I don't really necessarily get the feeling of rats, of rat energy, not because rats are terrible. They're not, right? They are a valuable part of this ecosystem. I just think and I just feel like with this rat, it's an issue. Like I'm seeing it come up as an issue. I'm seeing it as something that kind of starts off as innocent, but then it just kind of keeps happening. It's like pestering. It's like, okay, because you fed me this, I feel like I can keep coming back to be fed more of this. And what this is telling me is that someone wants to keep something to themselves. There is a lot of talking that's happening between this man and his choice. This man and his choice. There's something coming through about people saying things that may or may not be favorable, may or may not be favorable, and it's a lot of chatter. And it definitely could be something where I don't know if this is public. I don't see it as being public, but I do see that it definitely could be. It could be someone instant messaging somebody, or it could be someone that is talking via messaging, texting back and forth. Something about this man here and like how, like what he's choosing to commit to, or it could be you texting someone back and forth saying, I'm choosing you because I love you, because because whatever. It's something about expression and vocalizing something, or at least like getting it out through texting, or this card does connect to social media. So I'm seeing this as just chatter. Like I'm seeing it as talking. It's like birds of a feather flock together type of energy. But at the same time, whatever this energy is, it's definitely saying something about this man, or this man is saying something about this commitment, or they're wanting to tell people. It's giving me that. It's really giving me the energy of like, I'm engaged and I just really want to share and I want to talk about this to people, but I'm afraid that once it does, it'll spread, and then it becomes an issue, right? It becomes a problem. So it's almost kind of like there's this warning here coming from these owls saying you really need to be careful with what you're saying and who you're speaking to, because you don't want this to get out and then it gets tainted by the words, the energy of other people. And there's something that I'm hearing that you may want to keep this private, but at the same time, somehow this commitment you're making, divine masculine, this is the reading for divine masculine. I'm going to honor that. This reading for you, divine masculine, is saying that there's something about your self assurance. You're becoming more self assured based upon the commitments that you're making and what you're choosing to be disciplined for, and like who you're choosing to be devoted to. I'm hearing spirit tell you to pick your partners wisely. And if you already have a partner, what they're saying is that you made a really wise choice, because there's something about this partner that helps you to tap deeper into your sense of worth, your sense of leadership, your sense of masculinity, your sense of overall self-awareness, and it increases your capacity to love, and it increases your capacity to lead. So there's something that you're doing where you're learning how to honor your masculine based upon what you're choosing and committing to. Also, I feel like there's some type of guidance, like you're moving into oh my goodness, actually you're going to be seen as some kind of guide, and you're going to be seen as someone who can help people commit to certain things that is going to lead them in the right direction. And I feel like you're helping people see the beauty. You're helping people see the beauty in life, and you're helping them see the truth about themselves. And it's coming up as you being like a guide or like a messenger as well. You're coming up as like a guy. Speaking of a messenger, you have the messenger card here actually, so that was right on point. You could be ruled by Mercury. It's giving me like, wow, okay, you have the child card here. There's a message coming through about your children. You have the child card twice. Wow, look at that. You have this card again, which is the what card is this? It's the compass. You're coming up. You're being seen as a guide. I have to real quick change my battery real fast. Give me a second, because if I don't change it, it's definitely gonna die and it's gonna be annoying. So let me go ahead and change my battery. I will be right back. Okay, so we're back. Yes, divine masculine. I feel, oh, and you're also learning something here as well. And you also have here the moon, you have the book. So there definitely is something that you're learning about yourself. You're learning more about the world. You're learning more about children. You're learning more about your own kids. And I feel like when you allow yourself to immerse into the book of this, the book of these children, the book of the world, the book of whatever it is, you start to understand a lot more and you're able to speak to that. So there's something about your life experience where when you allow yourself to speak from lived experience, that's how you're able to really get people to see you, because then you start to embody, especially when you're embodying that lived experience. I feel like there's some type of like coming up that's for you, and I feel like you could connect really strongly to youth, and how there's something about the way that you show or the way that you share information is what's going to help you. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So you have the sun card twice and you have the male here. There's something about your Mars. Where does your Mars sit in your chart? And allow that to be what drives you. Okay. It's really giving me strong Aries and like Aries and like Mars energy, but when it's not tamed, but when it's mature, like you've matured, like there's something about maturity that you've encountered, or I just heard that it's something about your partner that matured you, or it's something about who you connect with, who or what you are, that you learned about or that you devoted yourself to, is what helped you to become a lot more mature. And that is actually what helped you to, or it's what's helping you to become more known. Like I'm struggling to kind of say it, but it's almost kind of like you're starting to understand the power of what it means to commit, to be devoted, to be disciplined. And now you're going to start seeing just how positively this impacts not only yourself, but others in your soul tribe. Does that make sense? So divine masculine, I feel like this is really just the divine letting you know that there are some things that you may have to let go of. It could be thoughts. It could be things that come creeping in. They sneak around. I'm not getting this in like a really like a strong negative sense, but I am getting it in a sense where you want to be very mindful of what is in your space. Like I just heard the word Virgo. So it's like, well, I'm feeling the word Virgo and now I'm hearing the word refinement. It's like refine your space. And when you do that, you start to kind of see more clearly what the pests are. And you start to kind of see more clearly what these things are that are causing the annoyances or that are acting as pests. Like, I don't know why that's a theme here. Spirit, is there anything else? I just heard something about like speaking for the people. You have the book here again. For those of you that are confused as to what's going on, you have the moon card again. So you're getting doubles. You could definitely be someone that is very dual. Like you have a very strong dual aspect to you, like where you learn one positive thing, you learn like a negative thing, but somehow they work, right? And I don't want to say that it's positive or negative, but it is one of those things where it's just like you see one side to it and you see another side to it. You learn one side and then you learn the other side. Right. And then you also have, I just heard the dark side of the moon. That's interesting. I don't know why I just heard that, but it could be like this inner exploration. And I don't know why I heard that when I saw the sun. So it could be the opposite. So something is your true opposite here. And that's how you're able to see things. And then you become a lot more enlightened by learning and leaning deeper into this true opposite, if that makes sense. So if you're fire, if you're air, it's earth. If you're water, it's fire. Does that make sense? I know this is going to sound ass backwards to people who are used to astrology, like, oh, earth and water, air and fire. No, that's not what this is. This is where earth is very dense and it's just very dense and it's lower, right? Air is obviously very light. It's weightless, right? Where you have fire, it's very passionate, very, very, I'm not aggravated, even though aggravated is the word coming through. It's like, it's more, it could be very aggressive. It's life-giving. It helps to maintain life and things like that. And then water is like the giver of life. It's very cleansing. Both are very cleansing actually, but they have their own respective ways when it comes to cleansing. Why am I saying this? Because you understand the power of these two forces and you're learning how to bring them together to get them to work in harmony, to synchronize them. But also you understand just how alike they are despite how different they are. And you're learning that, and you learned it about yourself through your partnerships, through who you choose to partner up with. You know, you could have multiple partners, I'm not sure, or you could have thought about having multiple partners and then you decided, well, that's not really for me. I like this one. That's coming through very specifically for someone. So exactly, you have the two books here, which is right? And then you have the moon here. So this could be new moon, full moon energy. It's where you start to really see two sides of something. You're learning how to see two sides to something, both sides, right? And then it's so interesting because you have two, and then you have two compasses here, and then you have two children here. So this is like double. So you could have 4 children. You could have 8 children, or who knows? Like, I don't know what your family size is. And I just hear doubled energy. Like, you could see 42, 42. You could be seeing 13, 13. You could be seeing 12, 12, 32, 32, 33, 33. Like, who knows? Like, there's something in double that you're seeing. And it's quite interesting. You could be seeing 44. You could be seeing 88 or 888 or 1010, right? 55, 23 is coming through here. You could have a resonance with 23 or 32, like whatever it is, right? I feel like either way it goes, this is just what the reading is. I feel like you're making a transition, and you're transitioning into leadership. I want you to start trusting yourself. I feel like I want to create a divine masculine oil to help you with leadership. I'm actually going to be getting on that very soon. I work very close. Look at that. You're probably a writer. You got the letter here. You're probably a writer, or someone who uses written word to express themselves, or something, or someone that uses like the voice. It's low-key giving me Taurus energy too, because Taurus does rule the voice, right? It's like, it's art, it's the voice, the thyroid. Ensure that you have a really strong thyroid. You want to make sure that your hormones are healthy. Don't let them take your thyroid. Like, you can fix it. Like, whatever this is, you can fix it. Like, don't let them take it. Don't let them take it. But yes, you do have a really strong Mercurian energy. There's strong Mercury energy. You definitely could be a sun in Gemini, or wow, you're creating home. I just did a Lenormand reading for you. That's rare. I don't ever really just do a Lenormand reading. You have the stork, you have the clouds, you have the fish, and you have the whale. To top off your reading, it really does feel like you left what you believe to be home for you, because what I'm seeing is that in your past, right, because you have the stork here where the dark clouds are, you could have come from a home that was very turbulent, or people who misunderstood you, or you could have come from a space where you wanted this to be home, but it really wasn't home. It was just a place that kind of birthed you, and then you ended up transitioning and moving. What you believe to be home and what you believe that you should return to is now the very place that you decide that you no longer want this, but you appreciate love the fact that this is where it all started, and now you're maneuvering over to a different space where you're able to get what you want in plenty. So this could be you creating home, or this could be you remembering where you came from. Remember where you came from. And I hear Spirit say, remember where you came from, because that definitely is there's something about, you could be from North Carolina, you could be from Singapore, you could be from the Caribbeans, you could be from Africa, you could be from Baltimore, Maryland, right? Like, you could be from Houston, Texas, you could be from Los Angeles, California, you could be from New Mexico. Like, who knows where you're from? I don't know where you're from, but I do know that wherever home was for you, it seems as though you're now moving on to something that's a lot more plentiful, and they're saying to you, do not forget where you come from. Do not forget where you come from. Divine Masculine, I want you to start sharing your gifts more, sharing your words, writing more, learning more, reading more, improving your speech. You want to improve your speech because you're going to be doing a lot more public speaking. That's so funny. Speaking of public speaking, I don't see the public card here, but just because I don't see it doesn't mean that it's not here. So you have a lot of cards here. Let's see if you have. No. Okay, let's see. All right. I see public speaking in your future. I see writing. Of course, you have, your words are very strong. Like, you have a very strong way of saying things, or you could have a way of helping people tap into their own empowerment by what you speak and what you say. I would utilize social media to my advantage. What I'm also hearing is, don't forget to create an in-person space. You could be someone that is using social media to gain presence, but they're saying to you, do not forget to Create that in-person space. As I say that, you do have the home card here, as like I said, exactly. You have the woman here. If I were you, I would get with my partner, if you have one, or this, doesn't even have to be a romantic partner, although I am seeing that. Exactly. You have the woman coming out twice. Yo, you can't make it up at all. These cards are starting to get repetitive almost. Yeah, see, like you have the letter again. You're just getting double cards at this point. Like there's nothing else. There's nothing else for me to tell you. I want to kind of say that I'm low-key surprised that you don't have the park, because the park is usually very public. It's public facing. At the same time, it doesn't have to be limited. Like, it just doesn't have to be limited. What you saw was the dice. That means just take a chance on yourself. If you had to bet on anything, bet on yourself to get it done. Like, bet on yourself. Be loyal to it. It's your legacy. Make sure that even in times when you feel like you can't do it, you can. And remember to always plan, and make sure that even if you don't have a plan, allow the divine to guide you and lead you. That's your message, Divine Masculine. I really hope that this helped you. I really hope that you got what you needed. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. If you wish to, you can also follow along with me on social media at Nuna Sees. I'll make sure to have everything linked down in the description box. I'm going to focus on creating an oil and a candle, of course, as well, where you can focus on leadership skills, your leadership abilities, and things of that nature. I'm going to let you know when that is ready and available. Check your emails and whatnot, because I will send it in an email. I'll send it in an email. And then, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I really have nothing else. You can reserve what you need from the Etherium. Also, make sure that you share this with a friend, a family member who you think would benefit from it. Thank you for trusting me. I love you. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.